So here we are on the Create New Repository page. We've navigated to a folder that we want to save our repository in. So we're just going to be creating a new repository. We could also clone a repo from another repository, but we're going to create our own repository and then clone it locally to our computer. So you can call your repository whatever you'd like. I'm going to call mine first repo. Okay. All right. So for this one here, you can choose public or private. Public means anyone can see this repository, but you can add who can commit to it. Private means you have basically to add people in order to for them to see your repository. So I'm just going to make this one public just because it's empty, and I'll probably delete it later. And then the last thing here, we want to click this box that says initialize this repository with a README. You definitely want to click that box right now. And it kind of tells you why down here. It says this will let you immediately clone the repository to your computer. Skip this step if you're importing an existing repository, and we're not. So, so we want to initialize it. It's not so important that it's a README. Like, we're not going to put anything in the README that's like a README. This just gives us a file to start with. If our repo has no files in it, we can't clone it. There's nothing in it to clone. So, and cloning a repository is the easiest way to set up like what your origin is, because it does a lot of that automatically. So we are going to click this box that says initialize this repository with a README. All right, and then we just click the green button that says create repository. All right. So let me know when you have something that looks like that on your screen. Cool. All right, looks good. Okay, so now we're going to click this green button that says clone or download. And then we want to copy this link. We can do that just by clicking this button here, and it'll copy it. And then we'll go to our terminal. We're in the folder where we want to clone it to. When we clone the repo, it will make its own file, and we'll see that here. I can check here. I can say ls. Oh, forgot I have. One thing I didn't mention before is that after you make a directory, you're not automatically put into it. So if you made a file for your test for your new repo, we need to cd into that. File. I can see it here. I can see it when I did ls that I made it here, but I need to cd into that test repo. And now I can double check. And I said ls and it did nothing, and that means that there's nothing in that file. And if you really want to check, you can look at it in your Finder, in your or in Windows. You can see it. It'll be a file just like all the rest of them, but it'll just be empty. Okay, so now that we're in our file where we want to clone our repo to, we just say git clone, and then you can do Command or Control depending on your computer V, and paste in that repo. That repo address. We're doing HTTPS, GitHub, and this should go to should be your name here, your GitHub name here, and then your repo name .git. And then just hit enter after that. And you may have to enter your GitHub email and your GitHub sign up information. I'll have you sign into GitHub. So you might have to do that as well. Now is definitely a time to tell me if things are not going that direction. If something else is happening, please tell me. Depending on if you use Git or not or something, it would already be set up, or you might have to enter your password. email and stuff?
On mine, I successfully set up the folder and I got everything done online, but I'm trying to get to the folder in the terminal shell to add it. And it says that it's an invalid file path. Like I checked in my Finder and the folder's there. I can't access it through the command line, and I'm wondering why.
Okay, I will help you with that in just a second. That, because I think that's probably just that is probably a command line issue. Nothing to fix that. Jose, what's going on with you?
Same problem, but I can't even find the. I can't even find it, so I don't think you even created it.
Okay, all right.
When I jumped into GitHub, it closed terminal, so that kind of got me lost.
Okay, all right. Okay, I can help you guys with those things. Everyone else, can you put a B in chat if you have cloned your repo? Cool, good. All right, neat. Okay, Vincent, can you share your screen and we'll see because if you guys are having similar issues, hopefully we can get two birds with one stone. See if
Let me see.
Share wait, screen. No, I have to stop sharing.
There you go. All right, sharing screen, desktop. This is what it's saying. I have the repository identified, but then I tried to just go to it, and it gave me this wonderful little red blurb. That being said, did you want to read that? I could give you a sec.
I can see it, yeah, just a second.
Okay. Okay.
Hang on just a second. New password, file scripters.
But the weird thing is when I actually go to the file path, like documents, GitHub, new repository, the folder's there.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, GitHub. Can you just try cloning it into this GitHub? Oh, did you clone it already? Did you try cloning it?
I have the link to clone it. I was trying to get to the specific place so I could put in
the path.
I mean, I can.
You might have to do. I'm actually not 100% sure because I haven't done this in Windows. But
got it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Is anyone else? Is anyone on PC when this is working, or has done this on a PC and knows? Is there a space between / and new repository?
You know what? There might be. Let me see. No, I'll try accessing it again. New repository. Boom. Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, you might have to do / space new repository.
Oh, like this?
Possibly.
All right. No.
Nope. All right.
I mean, if it, for the purposes of moving along, can I just clone it to the GitHub
folder?
folder?
Just do that. That works.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. I came in a little late, so what would be the command for that?
Git space clone space link that you copied. Okay. So just paste.
Like that?
There you go. Try that.
Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. All right. And I'll see if I can find the answer for that. I just am we'll find that out for Windows because I should know that. So
all right.
Yeah.
It's there. So I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Jose, does that answer your question at all?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Good. Cool. Awesome. Yes. Amazing. We all have repositories and they all cloned and it's fine. So, all right. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. And we will try that. Okay. So, so here's my test repo. So now I hit ls. So the same thing with cloning when making a new directory. It doesn't automatically put us into that folder. So we have ls. So everyone change directories and go to your new directory file that we just cloned in. All right, cool. All right, so so we're in that file now. So we just want to stay there in the terminal. Like we're staying there, we're set up there. So when we add changes, when we add things, when we make commits, we're already in that file. So from here, go to your go to your file just in the Finder in the visual interface part of it. So go find your file and open it. Open the README because that's the only file we have in there. We have too many files. So here's my test repo. I cloned it into my RP folder. So here's my test repo. I'm going to click test repo, and then I'm going to click first repo and open it in the Finder. And then this it might open in a text editor, it might open in Sublime. So if you want to open it from the Finder, you can do open with and select Sublime Text, or of course you can go to Sublime and I can open from there. Open RP, test repo, first repo, README. That's it. What's this step means? Which step, Amber? Oh, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
How about now?
Yeah, can hear you.
Yes, the step for CD and first REPL. So we just go into the file we made on GitHub website.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So we cloned it down from we cloned a copy of it to our local machine and into, like in my case, I cloned it into my RP folder, but I want to move into that folder that I cloned. So when I clone it, it doesn't automatically like put me inside that folder. So I just had to say CD into first repo. So I'm in that folder now. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. So then we just want to, so the next thing we just want to open, we're just going to open this folder in our text editor. And put a B in chat linear there. Cool. All right. No?
Sorry, my computer looks different, so I keep like trying to figure it out, and by the time I figure it out, I'm like a few steps behind.
Okay. So Jose, do you have the repo cloned down?
The repo is clone. I couldn't locate the file, but I already did. Now I don't know what else to do.
Okay. It might be easier just to open Sublime and like go to open, like file open, and then find it from there.
Got it.
Cool. All right, good. All right. Okay, so now I just want you to, okay, so README, this file, this .md is, stands for Markdown, which is it's kind of a cool like text editing language, but it's what's used in GitHub. Like when you saw it at the bottom, like mine said like first repo in that summary kind of section. It has some built-in like automatic styling things. So, but it's kind of like really simplified HTML if you haven't used it before. There are some blogging platforms like Ghost and some other ones that use Markdown. It's like dead simple to learn and can be really useful. So it's a text styling kind of thing. So yeah, MD's fine. You can just, but so because of that, we can just, this isn't like JavaScript or anything. We can type whatever we want. So I'm just going to make a change here. I'm going to say, hello, I've been changed with proper punctuation. Okay, and then I'm just going to save my changes. Oh, cool. Yeah, Vincent, good point. A lot of the command line stuff is in their 0-week info. There's a section on the command line in there. So cool. Yeah, and a bunch of this other stuff too. All right. So after I save the changes, have to save them first. So Git does not know if you've made changes if you don't save them. So have to hit save. And then after you've done that, After you've done that, go back to your terminal. And I'm going to clear a bunch of this stuff up. Command or Control L. Command L on a computer will get rid of lines previously in your terminal, just so you know. Okay, so I'm in my repos folder here. We want to make sure we're in the repo folder. And I want to see if I've made any changes. Or I want to add my changes. But the first thing I want to do before I add any changes or anything is use Git Status, because Git Status will tell me all of the folders all of the files that have been changed. So I type Git Status, enter. All right. And put a B in chat when you have something that looks like that in your terminal. Or if you do not, please let me know.
Okay.
Cool. All right. All right, most everyone. That's good. Cool, wait a couple more seconds. And while we're waiting, I'll demonstrate the importance of why we need to be in this folder. If I had not changed into this folder, so I'm going to go up one in the file structure. Remember, ... means go up one level in the file structure. So if I had been in test repo and I say, oh, also you can hit the up arrow in your terminal, and it'll go up through the previous commands that you'd entered. So if you're doing the same thing a lot, useful so you don't have to type it out. So I'm going to go back to Git Status. I'm going to say Git Status, and it's going to say not a Git repository, because this file that I'm in here, remember the file that we downloaded was .git. That's a Git repository. This folder here is just a folder that I made. It's not a Git repository. It doesn't have a status. So I have to be in this folder here. So, all right. And I see here, modified. I've modified readme.md. All right, so now we know we have changes we need to commit. We need to add. So remember, saving those changes is a two-step process. So first we want to add them. We say git add, two words, git add. And we're going to add this file. Because this file is just inside this folder, it's not inside any other folders, we can just add the name. Git add readme.md. Okay. Is anyone stuck? Does anyone have any questions I can answer to help get you unstuck? Okay. Okay, so I say git add readme.md. And it won't show you anything. It'll do it. But if we want to see that it's been added, we can say git status again. And it's green. So up here it said changes not staged for commit. Not staged for commit means they haven't been added yet. Oh, Vincent, I am not sure. I'm sorry. So we're going to take a break after this part, and I'll stick around to help anyone that we'll figure out what's going on with that. Okay, all right, that's fine. Sorry. So yeah, good question though. Okay, all right, Jose, yep, we will, I will get you unstuck over the break. We just have a little bit more to do, and then I'll make sure you are unstuck then. Cool. All right. So put a B in chat when you have this. You have changes to be committed, and then in green, modified readme.md. Okay, cool. All right, so we've added our changes. Now we have to commit them. We say git commit, say git commit, and then this folder. Oh, no, we already did the adding. Never mind. Git commit, git commit -m. -m lets us know that we are adding a message. And then in quotes, after -m, you say, I'm going to say, added, there's a space before the dash. Yes, there's supposed to be a space before the dash. That's okay. They added so I added a greeting to readme.md. Yep, so we're telling it git commit -m, and I say added a greeting to readme.md. Okay, and then I hit enter. And I get a message like this. 1 file changed, 3 insertions, which are the lines that I added, and 1 deletion. I didn't really delete anything, but sometimes when it moves lines around, something looks like it was deleted. Can I scroll up? Sure. Okay, cool. All right. Is everyone here? Let me put a B in chat if you have that done. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. So now at this point, what's happened is we cloned a file down, we made some changes, we've committed our changes locally. So now we're going to add those we're going to send those changes to our repo. That repo is the origin. So we're going to say git push origin master. I don't know if you guys can say git push origin master. So remember, so git, we're saying git first because we're using git. Push is a git command, so we say git push. We're sending it to the origin repo, which is where this was cloned from. And we're sending it to the master branch, which is the original branch. Then we hit enter. Yeah, so then you should get a message like this. Writing objects, and then it tells you where it sent it. And it's saying it's pushing from your local master branch, because I didn't make a new branch to work on this locally, to my repo's master branch. And then it should just be done. All right. Cool. So now we should be able to go to GitHub. I should be able to refresh this. And I see here this message that says added a greeting to readme.md. And when I click on readme.md, readme.md is what shows up down here, by the way. So I see my message, hello, I've been changed. So let me know. Put a B in chat when you are there, when you have done that. What if it asks me a username? Does that mean I did global it correctly? Amber, it probably just means you need to log into GitHub again. You just need to do that. So yeah, username, it'll probably ask you for your password after that. That's it. Yep, from the terminal. Yep. Okay. Cool. 3 people are there. So I'm in this, on this page, I'm in my repos page. So I'm in, and if you're in your GitHub homepage, you can usually find that. Here's a list of mine. You can also just go to this tab that says repositories, and you can find your first repo here, or whatever you called it. Okay, I see 4 people that have that done. Is everyone else there? 5, cool. Jose, I know you're having a couple issues. We will work out. Is everyone else there? Are you having any problems? Or, cool, all right. Almost everyone. Okay, so that's the basics of, from a repo, we cloned down a copy locally. We made some changes. We added and committed those changes locally, and then we pushed them back up to the origin repo. And there are some other things, some other ways we can use Git to, if we want to, from an organization's repo. Like if you have a team, like I said, usually you make your own copy. That's what you do with fork here. So we'd use that, and then you have to approve, you have to make a pull request to submit your changes and stuff. And there's a couple of other things like that that we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But that for now is our intro to using Git and using GitHub. So, which if you are a Hack Reactor student, you will do all the time. So yeah, that is pretty much it for Git and GitHub. So, a new message, let me see. Could you explain the origin master? It was master change. Sure. Origin is whatever repo our files that we cloned, it's whatever repo they came from. So when I clone a repo, when I cloned this test repo, or when I clone this first repo into that folder, it knows that its origin is this repo on GitHub. And master just means it's the master branch. We can have separate branches with different versions of our code. Master branch is just the main default one. Yeah, cool. All right. Okay. Does anyone have any questions or?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if say like I were to just add a file to that test, the first repo file that you had, right? First repo. Would you basically go to that file in your terminal and then start from Git Status, because you're essentially updating the file by adding a new file, right? Like, so say you have like an index.html, you push it to GitHub, and then you add a CSS file, and you copy and paste it from somewhere else. So you would start at Git Status, and then just do it again.
Yeah, it keeps, so GitHub, let me see if this answers your question for this. So in first repo, if I just have another .js, and then I save that, like that, is that what you're talking about?
Exactly, yeah.
And then I'm like, hello, or even if I don't put anything in here, let's say it's just an empty folder, and then I go to here and I do Git Status, it's going to tell me that another file was created. So that counts as an untracked change. If that counts as a change, it'll keep track of new file creation as well as file deletion, just like it's a regular change. So yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Anything else? Anyone have any other questions? Okay, cool. All right. So we are going to take